Hey, folks, I'm Big Sam, and I've done it the wrong way for a long, long time. And this is one that I have done the wrong way for a long, long time. Welcome back to the Big Sam Podcast. We talk about leadership, life, faith, and the things that help us move the needle. Today's topic is one that most of us struggle with. I don't want to say everyone, but whether we admit it or not, humility. And believe me, as an artist and an entertainer, that side of me, humility is a tough one. I struggle with this. Uh, I God's blessed me some talent, and sometimes I really know it. Now, when most people hear the word humility, they think of weakness. They picture someone who never speaks up, never takes charge, or lets everyone walk over them. That's not humility. That's weakness. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Think about that again. And I heard that years ago. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. It's having enough confidence that you don't have to prove how important you are. And here's what I've discovered: the higher someone rises in leadership, the more important humility comes. Talent may get you promoted, knowledge may get you noticed, hard work gets you opportunities, but humility is what lets people keep following you. We all want that. We want recognition. We do. Let's be honest. We all enjoy it. We all like someone saying, "Good job. I couldn't have done it without you. You're the reason we succeeded." There's nothing wrong with appreciation. That the problem comes when appreciation becomes an expectation. Um, we begin keeping score. Nobody notices everything I do. I deserve more credit. People ought to appreciate me more. That's where pride quietly begins to take over. Pride doesn't always shout, sometimes it whispers. Pride is sneaky. One of the hardest things about pride is it's almost impossible to see it in ourselves. It's true. It's easy to spot in everybody else. We see arrogant bosses, know it all coworkers, people who interrupt, people who always have to win every argument, people who have to have an answer for everything. But pride often hides inside good people. It hides behind competence, it hides behind success, behind experience, behind leadership. The more successful that we become, the easier it is to believe that we are the reason. The more successful we become, the easier it is to believe that we're the reason. Uh, Humility isn't pretending you don't have gifts, it's understanding that God gave you those gifts. Humility simply remembers where those gifts came from. Every opportunity, every talent, every relationship, every open door, every blessing, none of us created those ourselves. We've all had people invest in us, teach us, correct us, encourage us, open doors for us. Without them, we wouldn't be where we are today. Humility never forgets that. The strongest leaders are the most teachable ones. One thing I've noticed over the years: the smartest people in the room usually ask the most questions. That's how they got to be smart. That's how they get to stay smart. Insecure people pretend they already know. I've met millionaires who still ask for advice. I've met CEOs who carry notebooks. I've met master craftsmen who still want to learn. Why? Because humble people know they haven't arrived. And I go back to my art side. Uh, I need to know that I don't know it all. I'm still learning. And cool thing is I'm learning from people that of all skill levels, people that are better than me, people that are not quite as good as me. I learn things all the time because I know I haven't arrived. I'll never arrive. Uh, Humble people know they haven't arrived, and I've known people on the other end of that were focused on proving they were the smartest person in the room, no matter what. That everyone else was wrong before there was ever any discussion. The moment you think you've learned everything, you stop growing. I'll tell you something I've had to learn. There's times in my career where I thought I had all the answers. After enough years, after enough experience, after enough success, it's easy to believe your way is the right way. Life has a way of reminding you you don't know nearly as much as you thought. Been there, golly. The more I learn, the less I know. And I'm not saying I know less. I'm saying the more I learn, the more I've learned there is more to learn. Um, Sometimes a young employee teaches you something. Sometimes someone you've underestimated has a solution. Sometimes circumstances completely humble you. And if you've lived very long, life eventually puts every one of us into situations where you realize how much you need other people. There are seasons when you lead, and there's seasons when you need to be when you're the one that needs to be carried. Humility allows you to do both. If you're looking for the greatest example of humility, look at Jesus, King of Kings, washing dirty feet. Not only washing dirty feet, intentionally washing the feet of the one who was going to deny him and the one who was going to betray him. Did it on purpose. The Creator, serving his creation. He never demanded recognition. He simply loved people. He served people. He sacrificed himself for people. The world says climb over people. Jesus said serve people. The world says promote yourself. Jesus said humble yourself. The world says be first. Jesus said the first will be last. It's upside down leadership. And somehow it's still the most powerful leadership model ever lived. We could learn a lot by the words in red. Think about the people you trust most, the people, they're probably not the loudest. They're not constantly talking about themselves. They admit mistakes. They give credit away. They apologize. They listen. They're approachable. You don't have to walk on eggshells around them. Have you ever had those people that you worked with that you were just so afraid of saying the wrong thing around? And then there's people that you could just walk up and go, hey, I need your help here, or hey, what if, or hey, you may have this wrong here. Which one would you rather work with? Which one would you rather be led by? Humility makes people feel safe. Pride makes people feel judged. People often confuse confidence with pride, and they're completely different. Confidence says, I know what I can do. Humility says, I still have something to learn. Confidence says, I'll take responsibility. Pride says, I'll take the credit. Confidence builds others. Pride competes with others. Confidence celebrates other people's success. Pride's threatened by it. So here's a few practical habits that have helped me. First, listen longer than you talk. Heard it said you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Sometimes the smartest thing you can say is nothing. I haven't completely mastered that. Second, admit when you're wrong. Nothing earns respect faster than saying, I messed that up. People already know you're not perfect. Most of the time they know you've messed it up. Pretending you're perfect only hurts your credibility. Had an instance a couple of weeks ago, depending on when you're watching this, where I had a disagreement with a coworker and a dear friend about a set of facts. He believed one thing, I believed something else, and I believed my thing. Well, let's just say I was adamant about it, and I did not have a very Christ-like attitude. And then it turns out, just for funsies, when I decided that I would prove that I was right, I ended up proving I was wrong. So not only did I have to walk into this gentleman's office with my hat in my hand and apologize for the way that I acted, right or wrong, I was wrong. And then I had to apologize that I was wrong. And before we walked out, we were good. So 2 lessons there. 1, don't do the thing that I did. 2, if you do that thing, and if you're a knucklehead like I was, you got to make it right. So, and that'll go a long, long way. Third, give credit away. When something succeeds, mention the people who helped. Nobody succeeds alone. Fourth, keep learning. Read books, ask questions, visit other companies, listen to podcasts, learn from younger people, learn from older people. Stay curious. Fifth, remember where you came from. Never forget the people who believed in you before anyone else did. Never forget the struggles. Never forget the failures. They keep you grounded. Here's the irony. The ironic thing about humility is that people naturally want to follow humble leaders. They don't want the guy that beats their chest and says they're right all the time. They follow the people that get it right and then share the credit. You don't have to demand respect. You earn it. You don't have to announce your importance. People already know. You don't have to remind everyone you're in charge. Your character speaks louder than your title ever will. I work for some people like that they don't have to tell me how smart they are. I know. Final thoughts. I'll leave you with this. Every one of us is going to influence someone someone today. You're going to influence somebody at work, at home, at church, in the community. The question isn't whether we'll lead. The question is how we'll lead. Will we lead with pride or will we lead with humility? Will we make ourselves bigger or will we make ourselves better? In the end, people won't remember how impressive you were. They'll remember how you made them feel. They'll remember whether you listened, whether you cared, whether you served, whether you lifted them up, whether you made them better. That's the kind of leader I want to become. Not the loudest, not the smartest, not the most recognized, just someone who faithfully serves the people God has placed in front of me. Humility doesn't make you smaller. It makes your influence bigger. Thanks for joining me today on the Big Sam Podcast. Thanks for joining me anytime. The fact that y'all will spend your time on this podcast listening to what I've got to say is humbling. So if this encouraged you, share it with someone who's striving to become a better leader, a better parent, better spouse, or simply a better person. Share it on your socials. If everybody who listened to this podcast would share it, imagine how quick we could grow. And I would appreciate that very much. Until next time, keep serving, keep learning, keep growing, keep moving the needle.